Hello Bays, both old and new. This is Cheezy with the Old Bay Brawlers, and today I have something a little bit special for you all. I have some leftover booster packs from the Age of Aurelus pre-release. These come from my sister who went to the pre-release in Huntsville, seeing as she lives out that way. I myself live in southern Maryland, so didn't exactly have anyone close to me, but I did drive 5 hours to Brooklyn to partake in the King's Games event. I opened all of my packs, and I pulled some neat stuff. Got a Shun, got two of the Aurelus Magnus, one of the Black Magnus, Darkest Magnus, Magnus Black of Darkest, that one. And while I don't think those cards are particularly great, I got them and they were neat, especially because, pulling two Bakugan Elite during a pre-release is pretty cool. So my sister went to her pre-release, got some packs, sent them off to me, and these were the two that she did not open, so I'm going to open them here for you all today. Let's take a crack at it. We've got here our Aurelus Trino. What does he have here for us? He has a booster pack inside. That's surprising. Yep. Let's try not to damage any of our cards here. I'm hoping to pull at least one Leah out of these two packs. It's unlikely to happen, but boy do I want it. Let's see, we've got a Chaos Hypergortheon. I think he's okay. He's a little bit higher cost than I would like, but whatever. Titan Viscerox Ultra, 5 energy, 900B, 4 damage, 4 Frost Strike. Very expensive for 900B, but 4 Frost Strike might be a little bit scary if you can get him to win battles. Chaos Hyperphadrus, it's even worse than the Hypergortheon. It is strictly worse. Titan Zentaur, 4 energy for 400B power. Completely unplayable if you ask me. 12 damage is still pretty spicy, so maybe if you want to put it in like a Midas Indius Mac deck, then it could be something, but otherwise I would never run this. Titan Trino, 6 energy for 1100B and 7 damage. 6 energy, you'd better be pumping some big numbers, and 1100 just doesn't cut it. Darkest Hyperkellion Ultra, 4 energy, 700B, and 7 damage. Green Fist, 500B, and 4 damage. This isn't terrible. 4 energy is still very expensive for what it's ending up at, but 1200B and 11 damage isn't terrible. Especially if you can get this out on turn 4, 1200B might win you that one battle, and getting 11 damage off, that would hurt quite a bit. Supposing that your opponent doesn't pull a flip. But that's how the game is. You always run that chance. I personally probably wouldn't run this too much, but somebody might. We've got a Cubbo Gaze. 1 energy flip card, stop Aurelus. If you do, you may play a hero card that costs 6 energy or less for free. While the ability is super cool, it is far too restricted. 1 energy is really cheap and great, but stop Aurelus to do anything, it's just not going to happen. I find this card just unplayable. Fang Strike. 1 energy, Pyrus Flip. Stop Aurelus. If you do, make a Pyrus attack for 4. Again, cool ability, but otherwise unplayable because this condition is just never going to happen. Titan Pandox Ultra. 4 energy for 800B and 3 damage. Treat all Bakukors attached to other Bakugan as though they are attached to this. Some people have varying opinions on this one. I think it's just okay, because overall it's just meaning that you're getting the Bakukor boosts from your other Bakugan. So at best you'd be getting 1300B from 2 650 Magic Shield cores, plus whatever may be attached to this. Or at least that's kind of like the high end of the average, I'd say, which is quite a lot, but I don't know. It's very hard to make sure this works. You'd be running Consort, you'd be running Mega Punch, whatever that third one is from the new set. It's just, it's to me. I'm going to have to see it played before I make any hard opinions on this one. Last card. And we've got a Hex Ninja Gear. 0 energy, Aquos action, retract one of your open Bakugan. It's a fine card. It does some things. Not sure if it does great things, but it could have its uses. So that pack was a little bust if you ask me, but that's what packs are for. They're for fun. Oh, my pack's running up against the top. Don't like that. I don't want to damage my card. Alright. What do we have today? Alright. Pyrus Titan Abilius Ultra. 5 energy, 1000B, 6 damage for a Magic Shield or a Fire Fist, plus 500B. Not bad, but it's expensive. 1500B for 5 energy is a little bit on the high side. I would prefer if this cost 4, that would make it a lot better, but that 6 damage is probably what's boosting it up. And for 6 damage, it's probably okay. It'd be a little bit harder to win battles with this than, say, like a was it Titan Dragonoid? But, it might see play. Aqua's Breath, 3 energy, Aqua's action card, plus 200B, you may draw 2 cards. This card isn't terrible. It doesn't just cycle itself, but it'll draw you an additional card, so it gives you card advantage and it refills itself. Only downside is it is 200B for 3 energy. So if you ignore drawing cards, this is probably not going to win you any games. However, 3 energy to draw 2 cards is phenomenal, so if you're running this just for card control, then you got it. I would definitely run this card in an Aqua's deck. Aqua's Blast, 6 energy for plus 9 damage. 6 energy is way too much to spend on this amount. 9 damage is excessive. It's a bad card. Body Breaker, 2 energy, Battle Mastery. Choose 1, plus 300B or plus 4 damage. This card isn't awful, but it's less than stellar. Sure, the choice makes it so that if you had plus 400B to make this even out, then it would be a little bit more powerful than I'm sure the dev team would like. But it's the same issue with the plus 4 damage. That's on par for the 2 energy. And then, of course, if you have Magnus Living Arm of Tico, you get to do both for 2 energy, and that's quite a bit. But I would be focusing on this 300B anytime I play this card, and I wouldn't want to pay 2 energy for 300. There are better cards to put in its place. We've got Titan Viscerox Ultra, Aquas, 5 energy for 900B and 6 damage. The 5 energy for 900B is just too much, and the 6 energy isn't enough to make up for it. Aqua's Titan Hydronoid, 6 energy for 1000B and 8 damage. Same issue with the Titan Viscerox. The 6 energy is just too much for that 1000B, and while 8 damage is quite a lot, it's a little bit excessive. Once you start passing 6 or 7 damage, you are running into very high probable chances of hitting a flip card off of your opponent. So anything more than 7 I'm going to call excessive, and using this as justification for a high energy cost is just not okay to me. 3 energy Ventus Hero card. Opposing Bakugan have -1 damage. He's okay. I would rather put another card in here that helps me win battles more than just negate little bits of damage from my opponent. But as always, that 1 damage that you reduced could just pull the card that wins the game for you. So he might be fringe, but I wouldn't run him. Chaos Hyperclopter Ultra, 3 energy, 800B, 6 damage. When you play this, give a Bakugan plus 4 damage. Aurelus power. If you have an Aurelus Bakugan on your team, draw a card. 3 energy to draw a card isn't great. I'd rather it be 2. 3 energy for 800 is still a little bit high energy-wise. Although that 6 damage might balance it out. Now, what I said earlier about 7 being the cap... Where was I at? I lost my train of thought. 6 here puts it at the high end, so I would allow this to add just 1 more energy cost. Anything higher to add more energy wouldn't be acceptable to me. When you play it, give a Bakugan plus 4 damage. If you put it onto itself, which is what I imagine the dev team had at least a little bit in mind, because worst case scenario, you would play this and put it on itself. That brings it up to 10, which is excessive damage, and I wouldn't like it. So probably not going to play this. We got Aquas Hyper Phaedrus Ultra, 2 energy, 600 B power, and 5 damage. Victor, you may retract another open Bakugan. The ability is powerful, but 600 B is just too low on an Evo. Although I do think it is fairly balanced. 2 energy for this ability to happen once reliably every 3 turns. Not reliably. What's the word? Lost the word. Consistently is not the right word either, but close enough. Having this happen at best is close enough. At best, every 3 turns is not terrible because it prevents your opponent from getting their team attacks. So that's always nice. This could be a shutdown kind of card. And for 2 energy, it's not terrible. 5 damage is pretty good. 600B is a little bit low. Only criticism on that. And my last card here is a Hex Hypno Flash. 5 energy Pyrus action, plus 700B. You may draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. I have some mixed feelings about this. 5 energy is very high, especially for 700B power. But drawing 2 cards and discarding 2 cards, filtering 2 cards out of your deck and out of your hand is very powerful. It's just, what is it, Sifting Ashes? Is that the magic version? I forget. I think it's very expensive for what it is, but it is powerful. So if you're late in the game, then you have like some junk cards in your hand, or if you have this and two other cards and those cards are junk, then you could always drop this for 700B, and then hopefully you'll draw two better cards. If not, then you can always discard just the worst of the worst and hope you pull off a victory. So those are all of the Age of Aurelus cards I have for you all today. As soon as the set drops, I'm going to try and grab a box, and then I'll probably be doing an unboxing and, whole box unpacking. We'll see. So, nothing great today, nothing worthy of dropping into some sleeves, but I had him here prepared anyway. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.